Hello students, welcome to YouTube session. Today we are going to discuss chapter 10 control statements. Before explaining the control statements, you have already learnt in your previous classes, that is introduction to C++, data types and input and output of the operators. Next is in your chapter 5 problem solving methodology, you have learnt structure of your control structures, that is selection structures and iteration structures. Today we start the introduction to control instructions, that is what is a control instruction or a control statements. The control instructions in C++ means it enables us to specify the order in which the various instructions in a program are to be executed by the computer. In which order, one by one, or it will change the order. So how the program is going to executed by the computers. The program instructions will be executed by the computer. They determine the flow of control in a program. So control statements are statements that alter the sequence of flow of instructions. So control statements means the statements which alter the sequence of flow of instructions. It may not be one by one. It may change. If it is true, it will go to one statement. If it is false, it will come to another set of statements. Any single input statement, that is assignment and output statement, is a simple statement. So input statement, assignment statement and output statement, we call it as simple statements. A group of statements that are separated by semicolon and enclosed within curled braces is called a block or compound statements. A group of statements that are separated by semicolon and enclosed within curled braces is called block or compound statements. The order in which statements are executed in a program is called flow of control. So example here, for simple statement cin A, B, C. Cin, that is your extraction operator A, extraction operator B, extraction operator C, semicolon. This is called simple statement, only one input statement. The next one is compound statement. That is we have input, process and output. That is within curled braces we have input statement, that is cin, extraction operator A, extraction operator B and extraction operator C. This is called cascading input statement, means more than one value or variable is going to represent. Next, second statement is process D is equal to A star B star C semicolon. The third statement is output statement, that is Cout D. Next is types of control statements. C++ supports two basic control statements. First one is selection statement. The second one is iteration statement. First, selection statement. This statement allows us to select a statement or set of statements for execution based on some condition. Based on the condition, the statements will be executed. It is also known as conditional statement. This structure helps the programmer to take appropriate decision. So the different selection statements are if statement, if else statement, nested if statement and switch statement. So selection statement means based on the condition, so statements will be executed. Next one is, that is first one is if statement. It is also called simplest form of if statement. This statement is also called as one-way branching structure. This statement is used to decide whether a statement or a set of statement should be executed or not. The decision is based on a condition which can be evaluated to true or false. So based on the condition, it will execute one set of statements. The general syntax is if test the condition and open the floor bracket. If it is true, it will execute statement 1 and statement 2 and close the floor brackets. Come to the flowchart pattern. The first is check the condition. If it is true, it will execute one set of statements. If it is false, it will go to another block. Students, let us discuss one program for if statement. So, program is to find the largest of two numbers. First, we include preprocessor directives, that is hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, hash include iomanip.h. So these preprocessor directives will have functions or objects like cin, cout, etc. So next is a void main. It is a function. Next, open floor bracket. And next is declaration statement. We are declaring the variables with data type. Int a, b, large, semicolon. We are declaring three variables. Next is clear screen statement, clear CLR SCR, semicolon. Next, cout, that is we use insertion operator and enter two numbers. Text will be enclosed in double quotes because it is a string ended with semicolon. So next is input statement. So input statement means cin statement. Using cin, we input the values, that is cin, that is extraction operator A, extraction operator B, semicolon. This is also called cascading input statement because more than one variable we are going to read in one single input statement. Next, I will assign a value A to large. Now the large value, that is A, is the largest. I will compare, that is using a condition statement, I will check whether the second element or a variable is greater than the large using the condition statement, that is if B greater than large, if it is true, it will execute B becomes large, that is large is equal to B, semicolon. So next output statement, cout, insertion operator, largest of two numbers within double quotes, and again insertion operator, I am printing the large, and insertion operator end line semicolon. The last statement is get ch function semicolon, close the floor braces. Next is if else statement. So this structure helps to decide whether a set of statement should be executed or another set of statements should be executed. This statement is also called as two-way branching structure. Based on the condition, if it is true, it will execute one set of statements. If the condition is false, means it will execute another set of statements. So the general form of if else statement is if test the condition, there is no semicolon in the if statement, and if it is true, it will execute statement 1. If it is false, the condition is false, means it will come to statement 2. Next, so here the test condition is tested. If the test condition is true, means test statement 1 is executed. If otherwise, statement 2 is executed. Statement 1 and statement 2 can be simple or compound statements. Next, come to the flowchart. Check the test condition. If it is true, it will execute statement 1. If it is false, it will execute statement 2, and both will be connected to stop. Let us discuss with programming example if else construct. So the program is to check whether the given input number is odd number or even number. So the first step is we have to include all preprocessive directive files, that is hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, hash include iomanip.h. Next is main function, void main. Next, open the floor bracket. Next is declaration statement, declaring a variable with data type int n semicolon. N is of data type integer, so it will allocate 2 bytes. Next is clear screen function, close the semicolon. Next, cout, insertion operator, enter the number within double quotes you have to write because it is a string and with semicolon. Next, input statement, cin, extraction operator, n semicolon. I am reading the n value in cin statement. Next, I have to check the condition, that is if given number modulus of 2, that is n modulus of 2 equals 0, means when you divide the given number, if you get a remainder value, that will be compared with 0. If it is 0, then it will print number is even. So example, if my input is 4 modulus of 2 means the remainder is 0. 0 equals 0 means it is an even number. Else, suppose if I input 5, n is 5 modulus 2 means the remainder is 1. 1 equals 0, it will check the condition, it is not correct. So it is false. It will come to else part and it will print cout. The number is add in double quotes and semicolon, and it will write the getch function, and next is getch function semicolon and close the floor brackets. Next is nested if statement. If the statement of an if statement is another if statement, then such an if statement is called as nested if statement. Means if within a if. Nested if statement contains an if statement within another if statement. There are two forms of nested if statements. If else if statement. Next, this structure helps the programmer to decide the execution of a statement from multiple statement or more than one statement based on the condition. So if else if statement means when you have more conditions, we go for if else if statement. So there will be more than one condition to test. This statement is also called multi-way branching structure. So if within a if is called a nested if statement. The general form of if else if statement is the first, that is syntax. If test the condition. If it is true, it will execute statement A. If the condition is false means it will come to else if condition, that is second condition. If it is true, then statement B will be executed. Next if the condition is second condition is false means it will come to else part and statement C will be executed. Next, come to the flowchart pattern. First, test the condition. First condition, if it is true, statement A will be executed. Come to the false. Again, it is going to check the condition. Second condition, if it is true, one set of statement, that is statement B will be executed. Next, if it is false, it will come to statement C. So, statement C, A, B will be connected to the stop statement. Students, let us discuss one programming example for if else if. So, program to accept a character and determine whether the input character is a lowercase letter or uppercase letter. So, the first step is we have to include the preprocessor directive files. So, how you will do that? You write hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, hash include iomanip.h. In almost all the program, in every program you should include the header files. Next, the function void main. Open the floor bracket. Declaration statement, I am declaring a variable ch with data type char because my input is character. Next, semicolon. Next step is clear screen function semicolon cout. So I want to read the character. First cout and insertion operator, enter the character within double quotes semicolon. Next is cin, input statement, and extraction operator ch semicolon. It is an input statement. I am reading a character using cin object. Next, checking the condition. If character, that is ch, greater than or equal to a in single quotes and ch less than or equal to z in single quotes, means when we represent a character, it should enclosed in single quotes. And is a multiplication operator, that is logical multiplication, means when both the conditions are true means it will result as true. So both the condition, if it is ch is greater than or equal to capital A and ch is less than or equal to capital Z, means our input should, suppose if you input capital A, so and all it will check that this input is a uppercase character. So then it will print cout, that is insertion operator. Next, it is an uppercase character within double quotes because this is a string. String always represented in double quotes. Next again, insertion operator endline function. So endline is a function. It is it will be in iomanip.h header file. So it will take your cursor to the next line. It is like a new line character. Else, if the condition is false, means I am going to check the condition. That is one more condition using else if. Else if ch greater than or equal to small a within single quotes and ch less than or equal to small z, close the bracket. So I am comparing ch, my character is whether small a and also small within that small z, that is, see, always the character is enclosed in single quotes and is a logical multiplication operator. I told you if both the conditions or both the conditions are satisfied, means that is ch greater than or equal to a in single quote and ch less than or equal to small z in single quotes, then only it will print cout insertion operator. It is a lower case character within double quotes because it is a string. Next again, insertion operator end line semicolon. It is a new character. I told you it will take your cursor to the next line. Next, if the condition is true, second condition means it will print it is a lower case character. If the second condition is false, means it will come to else part, that is false part, and it will print cout. It is not an alphabet. The syntax is cout insertion operator within double quotes. It is not an alphabet. Again insertion operator and end line, that is new line character semicolon get ch function semicolon, close the for brackets. Next is switch case construct. It is known as multiple branching construct, or when we have more number of alternative, we go for a switch case statement or a construct. One statement will be selected for execution out of many alternative statements. Example, in C++ switch structure we use, that is general syntax switch, test the condition and open the floor bracket case constant and statement A semicolon break. So like that we write the cases. Finally we write default statement, means we check the case statements with the condition or a variable or an expression with the switch. We compare. If it is true, means it will execute that particular case and it will come out of the loop using break statement. So if the test condition or a variable or an expression will not match, means it will come to default statement, that is it is wrong or default statement. Come to the flowchart pattern. First it's test the condition, case constant 1, statement A will be executed. If it is case constant 2, statement B will be executed. Case constant 3 means the statement C will be executed. So next, if the case will not match with the switch condition or an expression, it will come to default statement. So default, so it will execute the default statement, invalid choice, and all these case statements will come to an end. Example program block for a switch case construct. Switch, I want to check whether the given input is Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. So condition switch day. Next, open the floor bracket. If it is a case 1, it will print Monday and it will come out of the loop using break statement. If it is a case 2, so if I input 2, it will compare with the day and it will print it is a Tuesday and it will come out of the loop. In the same manner, suppose whatever we input, that number that is not matched with the switch condition or an expression, it will come to default statement and it will print cout wrong choice or invalid choice and it will close. Now let us discuss iterative construct or looping construct. Iterative statements are the statements that are used to repeatedly execute a sequence of statements until some condition is satisfied or a given number of times. This process of repeated execution of sequence of statements until some condition is satisfied is called as iteration or looping construct. Iterative statements are also called as repetitive statements or looping statements. Means we will repeat the statement or execute the statement again and again until some condition is satisfied. There are 3 types of looping constructs: while loop, do while and for loop. Before discussing while loop, any looping constructs will have 3 basic elements, that is initialization, condition, increment or decrement. So where exactly we place that condition, that will decide whether it is a while loop or do while or for loop. Next, come to the while loop. So while loop is called pre-tested looping structure. This structure checks the condition at the beginning of the structure, or it is also called entry control loop. The set of statements are executed again and again until the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, control is transferred out of the structure. So suppose if the condition is false in the beginning, means the condition is false means it will not execute the statements even once in case of while loop. So the general syntax is: first initialize the loop counter, next check the condition, that is while condition, and open the floor bracket. Statement 1, it will execute the statement 1 and 2 and it increment the loop counter. Close the floor bracket. If the condition is false means it will come to statement 3 or execute the statement 3. Come to the flowchart pattern. First initialize, next test the condition. If it is true, it will execute one set of statements and next is increment. It will increment the loop counter and it will be connected to the condition. Till the condition becomes false, it will repeat the loop counter. Once the condition is false means it will come to statement 3. Next, example. So print the numbers from 10 to 100. So it is a block, program block. First int I is equal to 10. I will initialize 10 to I. Condition is while I less than or equal to 100. Means my number is less than or equal to 100, but till 100 it has to print. Open the floor bracket, cout, output I. First it will print 10. Again I plus plus means it becomes 11. So this loop will continue until the number becomes 100. So it will print the numbers from 10 to 100. 10, 11, 12 up to 100 and close the floor bracket. Now let us discuss for while loop, that is program to find the sum of digits of a number. So first declare a statement, declaration statement, declare a variable long n and some digit. Input a number. So and initialize sum to 0. Next check the condition. If given number is not equal to 0 means repeat this loop. First I want to find the remainder value. They are using digit is equal to n modulus 10. So remainder value will be stored in digit. Next sum becomes sum plus digit, 0 plus the digit, that is remainder value. So next n become n by 10 means normal division, and this n will go to the loop and it will check the condition. Again it is not equal to 0 means second pass will happen. Again it will that number will be modulus division by 10. Again the sum whatever we have added, that find second round sum value will be added to that remainder. Again normal division of n is equal to n by 10. So this loop will continue until n not equal to 0. If it becomes 0, then it will come out of the loop and it will print the final sum value. So next get ch function and close the loop. Now we discuss do while construct. This construct is called post tested looping construct. So this construct will check the condition at the end of the structure. It is also called exit control loop. The set of statements are executed again and again until the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, control is transferred out of the structure. So even if the condition is false also, it will execute the statement at least once. So next come to the general syntax. Initialize the loop counter, do, open the floor bracket, it will it will execute statement 1, statement 2 and increment the loop counter. Next it will check the condition while condition semicolon. So in do while case we write the semicolon for the condition. Next it will execute. If the condition is false means it will come to statement 3. Come to the flowchart pattern. Initialize in assignment of assignment symbol, statement 1, statement 2 it is going to execute. Next increment the loop counter. Next check the condition. So if the condition is true means again it will go back to the statement. Next if the condition becomes false means statement 3 will be executed. Come to the example, that is print numbers from 100 to 200. I want to print the numbers. So initialize 100 to I. Int I is equal to 100 semicolon and do, open flower bracket, cout. So I am printing I, that is 100 first. Next I plus plus means, so it will increment by 1, that is 101 and close the flower bracket. And next it will check the condition while I less than or equal to 200. Yes, my 101 is less than 200 means it will repeat the do loop. So this do while loop programming segment. Let us recap the difference between while and do while loop. While loop means it is a pre-tested looping construct. Do while is a post-tested looping structure or a construct. So while loop, it tests the given condition at the beginning. It is also called entry control loop. Do while loop is test the given condition at the end of the looping structure. It is called exit control loop. It will not execute the statement even once if the condition returns false. But in case of do while loop, it will execute the statements once even when the condition is false. Syntax: while, test the condition, open flower bracket, statement 1, statement 2 will be executed and up to statement 10, close the bracket. Here we will not use semicolon in the condition statement. Next come to the syntax of do while. Do, statement 1, statement 2 up to statement 10 will be executed. Next it will check the condition while test condition semicolon. Semicolon is must in do while loop for the condition checking. Next looping construct is for statement or for construct. This structure is called fixed looping construct. This structure is usually used when we know in advance exactly how many times a set of statements is to be repeated or executed again and again. This structure can be used as increment looping or decrement looping structure. The general form of this for structure is, that is syntax for initialization, semicolon, test counter or condition, semicolon, increment or decrement. Next, open the flower bracket, statement 1, statement 2 with semicolon, close the flower bracket. Next, if for condition is false means it will come out of the loop and statement 3 will be executed. Next, come to the flowchart pattern for counter value is equal to initial value to final value. If it is true, statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. Next, it will go to the loop counter till the condition is satisfied or true. If the condition for loop condition, in the for loop condition is false means it will come to false part and it will stop. Next, one small programming example. First, sum. This is program is for to find the sum of numbers up to 10. Sum is equal to 0 for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, condition I plus plus. Sum becomes sum plus I. Sequence of execution of for loop is as follows. First, we have to initialize, that is assigning a value to a variable. It will happen only once at the beginning. Next, condition checking. The condition is true means it will execute the statements. Next, it may be a single statement or a block of statements. At the end or next, whatever we specified, that is increment or decrement, that statement will be executed. So, the initialization and increase fields are optional. They can remain empty. Initialization you may give or increment also you may give or may not give. They can remain empty means, but in all cases the semicolon sign between them is must be written compulsorily. So optionally, using the comma operator we can specify more than one expression in any of the fields included in a for loop. Let us discuss one programming example for loop. That is, program to find a factorial of a given number. What is factorial of a number? Means it is a product of numbers from 1 to given number. Example, 4 factorial means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So let us come to the program. So first we have to include the preprocessor directives, that is hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, hash include iomanip.h. Next is the main function, void main. Open flower bracket, declaration. Declaring a variables using data type int n comma fact comma I semicolon. So in this program each statement is terminated with a semicolon and loop will not have any semicolon. Next, clear screen, semicolon, cout, enter the number, input number. Next, using input statement cin, we read the number cin, that is extraction operator n semicolon, and assign a value 1 to fact because 0 factorial is also 1 semicolon for loop. For I is equal to 1, initial value of I is 1 semicolon, test the condition. I less than or equal to n semicolon I plus plus. There is no semicolon for loop. See here, it will initialize the value to 1. Next, it will check the condition until the given number I less than or equal to n. If the condition is true means it will increment that loop counter. Next statement is fact is equal to fact into I. After each iteration, it will print that fact and it will compute that fact. Next, finally, if the condition is false means it will come out of the loop and it will print the fact, that is cout. The factorial of number is fact semicolon. Get ch function, close the flower bracket. Next is jump statements or transfer of control from within the loop. See here, jump statements, when we use the jump statement means transfer of control within the loop or jump statements are used. That is, when you want to terminate the execution of the loop, or when you want to exit from the loop, or halfway through to skip the loop. So next is different jump statements what we use in the program are break, exit, go to and continue statements. Now let us discuss when we use a break statement. It is an unconditional control. The break statement is to terminate a case in the switch statement or forced termination of a loop like while, do while and for loop. When the break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and program control resumes at the next statement after the loop. So the general form of break statement is break semicolon. So next the general syntax is statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. Next is break means it will not execute the statement 3rd and 4. It will come out of that block. Example, print the numbers from 1 to 100. That is program segment for n equals 1 initial value semicolon condition n less than 100 semicolon n plus plus that is increment. Next open the floor bracket, cout n, it will print the number that is 1 semicolon. If n equals 10, so n becomes 10 means break, so it will stop at 10, so it will print up to n, that is up to 10, that is 1 to 10. It will break once n becomes 10, close the floor bracket. Next is continue statement. It is also unconditional control statement. The continue statement causes the program to skip the rest of the loop and control will be transferred to beginning or start of the loop. So break will terminate the loop and it will come out of the block, but continue will go back to the statements. So instead of forcing termination, however, continue forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping any code in between. The general form of the continue statement is statement 1, statement 2, continue. So it will go back to the loop. Next, statement 3 and 4 will not be executed. Next, to print the numbers from 10 to 0. So in the for loop program segment, in the for loop we initialize n to 10 semicolon, n greater than 0 semicolon, n minus minus. Here we are using decrement. So open the floor bracket. If n equals 10, continue. Cout n means in this programming segment it will print the number 9 to 0. It will not print the number 10 because if it encounters, it checks the condition. If n is equal to 10 means, so it will go back to the loop. Go to statement. So go to statement is an unconditional control statement. Go to statement will jump from one point of program to another point. So this statement is used to transfer the control from one statement to other statement with a specific label name in a program. So the destination is identified by a label name, so which is then used as an argument for the go to statement. A label is made of a valid identifier followed by a colon. The general form of go to statement is statement 1 semicolon, statement 2 semicolon, go to label name. So it will jumps to that label name your left side. So it will skips all statement 3, 4, 5 and 6. Return statement transfer the control from called program to the calling program with or without a value. The general return statement or function is return expression or return open close bracket semicolon. Go through the assignment questions from this chapter for 1 mark and some of the questions for 5 marks also. Students, all the best.